Hello, Facebook Live, or in the words of our boy Brad Lee, what it is. So tonight we're going to talk about decluttering jobs that are going to help get you organized. So decluttering, probably your favorite thing to do in the world. So I've got 4 really good tips to help you declutter your house. Now, you don't have to do all this stuff at once. It's designed to be done little by little throughout the year. But this is something that even in my own house has been something that has always been a challenge, because the mail stacks up, or junk mail or whatever. So this year we went through and just decluttered everything we could, because we're thinking about selling here soon. But it was actually so nice once we did declutter that I'm like, wow, I wish we had done that a while ago. So these are going to be some tips. Yes, it's helpful specifically if you're planning on selling your house. I am the world's greatest realtor and everything, so that's what I do. But these are just tips for just living in your house. Everything's kind of going minimalist, so these should be some good tips. Just real quick, nice and easy things that can make a world of difference. So comment below. Let me know who you are, that you're watching, and where you're watching from. I've got friends in all throughout the country, guys I was in the Marines with. I'm from Los Angeles originally, so friends and family out there. All my realtor friends and people here in Maryland. So let me know. Comment below that you're watching, where you're watching from. Also, if you have any questions, sometimes I have a terrible habit of just going through and spitting out content and stuff like that, because it's what I do, without checking the messages. So tonight I'm going to make an extra special effort to see if anyone has any questions, or maybe talk back and forth in the comment section. In fact, I'm going to pull it up right now so that I have it. This has always been my challenge, is to actually watch it live while we're live. And so my girl Michelle there already doing some emojis. I think that's the wow button. Yep. So I'm going to check this and refresh this as we're going through. And so any questions you have, or comments, or if you want to share in the conversation, or if you have other suggestions, or if anything I say is ridiculous, go ahead and let me know, and that'll make it a little more interesting anyway than just decluttering jobs. But I do want to deliver good real estate related content that's not necessarily the hard data, but sometimes kind of the stuff that's just related to it in general that you might find useful and helpful without necessarily having to buy or sell your home. Also, wanted to just thank Tim Draves real quick. Tim Draves is with McLean Mortgage. He's one of our partner lenders, does such a great job for us. So just a shout out to Tim, and Katrina over at Signature Settlements. Want to thank her also. She's been very good with us and our buyers and our clients, and so just a little shout out. All right. It's funny. I pulled up the Facebook Live here and everything, and this the screenshot is really funny looking. So all right, so again, if anyone wants to share in the conversation, just comment below. So it's spring, and I thought we could talk about decluttering to go along with your spring cleaning. If you do spring cleaning, does anyone do spring cleaning? We're doing spring cleaning. So we start the new year with high hopes of weight loss or eliminating unhealthy habits at home. Thoughts turn to slimming down too. Now, minimalism is trending now as stuff has overtaken our homes, making them an unruly mess. This year, take on small decluttering jobs that you can do quickly rather than massive undertakings. Over the year, it can result in a pared down home that's lighter and more organized. Let's start with bathrooms. The countertops in bathrooms are often overflowing. Look behind me here. Buy a stackable countertop organizer that can corral beauty items. Better still, borrow an idea from the kitchen and install pull-out drawers on a free weekend afternoon. This will enable you to pull out items, see what's on hand, and keep the counters clear and neat. Edit the shower and cabinets, tossing out any unused bathroom items. Even if you paid good money for the shampoo that never lathered, you're not getting your money's worth if you're not using it. Dump the contents and recycle containers. So bathrooms are probably one of the areas that are the worst when it comes to clutter, at least in my house. We definitely had to get one of those things that had the shelves on them, because one of our bathrooms is kind of small and space is at a premium, so we had to figure that out real quick. It's always like the hair products and brushes and stuff that starts accumulating around this thing, and this wasn't exactly a double sink situation happening there either. And between me and my wife's stuff, it made a world of difference, or being enjoyable to actually have a place to organize all that stuff. So I remember it would actually stress me out in the mornings getting ready, and when there's like clutter around, that kind of affects our brain in a way too, where my brain started feeling cluttery and it made me a little bit anxious. Maybe that's just because I need Prozac or something, I don't know, but it would make me feel a little bit anxious. And then when I decluttered, it made me feel a lot more relaxed and more focused in the morning. When I'm getting ready in the mornings, I'm 100% focused on my day, what's going to happen at work, what do I want to accomplish, what do I want my team members to accomplish, and how do I want to kind of start thinking about the day and the week and how everything fits in. And I know that as simple as the decluttering thing is, it put me in a completely different mindset and mood to take on the day with more energy. Because it takes energy to, you burn energy when our brains are thinking about our environment and how simple the environment is, or how complicated and chaotic. Chaos burns a lot of energy, a lot of mental energy. So that's why this topic may be important in that sense also. So next we're going to go to the bedroom. So take a cue from hotel rooms and work to clear off the tops of dressers and tables. If you use lots of nighttime lotions and potions, put them in a decorative box or basket that keeps them neatly in one place. If shoes are spread out on the floor, contain them in a tub that's tall enough to hold them but still slip under the bed. Work at paring down artwork and pictures in the bedroom. Opt for a simpler look to make the bedroom into a tranquil oasis. Place a box in the bedroom closet to collect clothing to donate throughout the year. Be sure to edit the linen cabinet, throwing out worn, mismatched, or damaged sheets and towels. So the bedroom, make that your tranquil oasis. What do you think about that? A lot of times, shoes, stuff on the floor, crap we collect on the nightstand or the dresser. When we went through and decluttered all that stuff too, I was just amazed at how much just kind of crap was there that I forgot was even there because it had been there forever, sitting there. And so what's everyone have to say? What's everyone doing out there? So Karen Sowers, a little shout out to Karen. How you doing, Karen? Let's see. So what kind of comments do you guys have? Anyone? Hold on a second. Little technical problem here. I'm playing myself here. So, okay. So, Sandy Dalton. Sandy, how are you? I have not seen you in ages, but sure glad you're joining. I hope you're getting anything out of it. Karen watching from North Kakalaki, as we used to say when I was in the Marines at Camp Lejeune. So Karen's watching from North Carolina. What's going on down there, Karen? And Karen is actually very organized and neat. Everything was always decluttered. Every time I've ever been to Karen's house, it looked great. And maybe Karen has some tips that maybe she can add in the comment section here. I see Celeste. We got Celeste in the house. So what's happening, guys? So what do you think about that with the bedroom? Does anyone have any other tips for decluttering the bedroom, or how to? Because you see these. Remember the commercial with the space thing where they would like vacuum out all the air out of stuff and throw it under the bed and all that? That was like a little much for me. We bought those once actually and never could quite get it to smash down like that. They must have had a super vacuum or something like that. But our next thing we're going to get into is the kitchen. That's going to be a little bit bigger of an item. So if anyone has any ideas about decluttering your kitchen, that was the one that made the biggest difference with us. I see, Michelle, you changed it from a wow to a heart. That's awesome. Well, a heart back to you too. Okay, so the kitchen. Install cabinet door organizers on the sink cabinets to hold cleaning products you use every day, like spray cleaner or dish soap. Add a small basket inside the organizer to hold dishwasher detergent tabs. Place other cleaning items under the sink that you use less often in a basket on one side, keeping the items you use most, like trash bags or trash bags, on the other side, rather than haphazardly just putting anything anywhere. This keeps the sink cabinet neater. In the pantry and the refrigerator, remove any items that have been haunting the shelves too long. Specialty gourmet items that you thought you'd use and haven't should go in the trash. Clear out a shelf to put the toaster and other appliances inside a cabinet. If you don't use it daily, put it away. Throw out all mismatched items like plastic or dinnerware and donate any doubles. Make it a point to wipe down refrigerator shelves each week before you go grocery shopping. Your refrigerator will be much more streamlined and cleaner. So the refrigerator, man, that's always kind of a fun one to clean out, because it's funny, the stuff that is in there, I see it in there and it just kind of stays in there, like the spaghetti sauce will stay there, and it's like, man, now we go to the store and now there's 4, they just kind of stack up in there. So the refrigerator is always a big one and a fun one to clean out. It's always a source of contention between me and my wife, Michelle, because I want to throw everything away all the time, and it upsets her when I do it, especially when she just bought it 3 days before. But I don't know, because it wasn't streamlined as it says. So, yeah. Who else has some tips? Because I know that when selling a property, it is an absolute must for the countertops to be completely cleared off. Completely cleared off. You want to show as much countertop real estate as possible. And that thing about like the toaster, put it away unless you're using it daily, that is so true. But especially when it comes to showing condition for a property, countertops, just keep them cleaned off. Just stash all that stuff under in the cabinets and everything. The kitchen being clean and decluttered is probably the most important room that a buyer is going to look at and know whether or not the house has value, and if it's dirty or not. Even if it's clean, if it's cluttery, it looks dirty. So that also will cause chaos in the mind of a buyer, and they'll feel uncomfortable. They'll probably know why, but maybe they won't even know why. But it's the countertop clutter will cause them to feel agitated, and they'll spend less time in the house, and less time in the house means less chance of getting an offer. So what do you guys have to say about any of that kind of stuff? Any comments there? Anyone have anything to add, or any other interesting things? Okay, so Karen, using organizer on the pantry door for seasoning and easier to locate what you need. Okay. Karen also says, use marker on lids of all sauces when you open jars or cartons, and then you know when it's time to pitch. That is an awesome idea. So use markers on lids and all sauces. So how long would you keep something like that, Karen? I don't know if you're still on there or not, but how long would you keep sauces and cartons and stuff like that? And when would you pitch it, and when would you know to pitch it? So maybe... And if anyone else has any other ideas about that too, I'd love to hear what you have to say about that. Even for the replay, even if you're watching the replay, comment down below with your ideas and stuff, because more people watch the replay than actually watch it live. And that way everyone can kind of be in the conversation together. So now we're going to talk about the 4th tip. While I'm waiting for Karen to reply with that, we're going to talk about the recycling center. We're going to create a recycling center. So to encourage getting rid of things, create a recycling and donation center at the back door. Junk mail can be dropped in easily on the way into the house, and when you're in the kitchen, throwing away plastic or glass containers is as easy. It's just an easy reach. Be sure to include a bin to hold items for donation, and when you have a dedicated container for donations, you'll use it more often, and it'll encourage more decluttering. So that's why creating the recycling center is not just because you're environmentally friendly or whatever, but it's all about encouraging pitching stuff. So sometimes as humans we have a weird need to hold on to crap for whatever reason, and sometimes even attach value, sentimental value to things, or just the fact that we paid something for something, and so we don't want to throw it away because we had paid for it, even though it's it's in the way, and it's degrading the quality of life that we would have, even if it's as simple as some clutter. So let's see. I'm just going to refresh here and see what. A week. Okay, so Karen says a week is the max time to hang on to sauces and jars, cartons, and stuff like that. So she marks it, and then in a week pitches that stuff. I think a week is a good rule of thumb. I think that's generally the rule of thumb we use for going and shopping and stuff like that too. So that makes perfect sense to throw that stuff out in a week so that we can replace it with new stuff and keep the fridge. Keep it nice and organized, and it doesn't have to be packed to the hilt like mine is right now. I should go and live stream into the kitchen and let you see that sucker. It's about once a month or so is when we actually go and clean it out, and like, okay. It's funny to see what ends up in there. I've been on this like salsa kick lately of Tostitos, the little cup kind, and salsa. I don't know why. And there's like all the little salsa jars in there. And I don't know if I'm supposed to refrigerate it or not. So I do just in case, but then I don't like it when it's cold. And so it just made me think of that, because there are like 5 of those in there that are all kind of half or a quarter left in there. So I'm not sure to use it. So that's all I've got anyway with decluttering and the 4 jobs to declutter. Again, just to recap. Your bathroom, bedroom, kitchen, and create a recycling center. Declutter that stuff, and it's going to make your life a lot happier, a lot easier. I'm just seeing if anyone else has any other comments before we shut it down. All right. So that's the main stuff for this week is decluttering. I'm going to actually try and live stream more often. I had committed to doing it once a week. I don't think it's near enough. I've got a ton of content that goes into our newspaper. In fact, this is the article in our newspaper that we publish at the Ultimate Selling Team. We have our 12-page newspaper that we publish every month. And so we've got great articles, great content in there, so I like to share it live also, because it's some really good and interesting things. And I don't like these live streams to be super heavy, like hard content, like how to do contracts and all that stuff, because I don't think people really care as long as it's good. And if you have a good agent, you're not going to have to worry about that stuff too much. But so that's all I got anyway this week. And comment down below. I'll go back and watch the replay. And I love the interaction. Share the stream also if you could. By sharing this actually gets the word out to more and more people. We cannot help people that don't know us. It's the biggest problem that we have at the Ultimate Selling Team is obscurity, and it's also a problem for our potential and future clients that don't know us, because we can't help them if they don't know us. And we are the best at what we do in our area. So if you could, I really appreciate it when you share the stream and let your friends and people know about us. And also, if you have anyone that may need our help, feel free to contact me, private message me, give me a call, and I'd be more than happy to help whoever you've got with any of their real estate needs. Even if they're not local and just need some advice, we don't have to sell them a house or anything. I don't mind helping people. It was the reason I got into this business myself, because we had a bad experience in real estate. It's just the nature of the industry. There's a lot of part-time and agents that dabble in real estate. Everyone's got a license, but none of them are professionals. Now there are professionals. I mean, like, the part-time when they do one house every 3 years or something like that. So that's why I got into it, was so that we could really provide excellent service and top-notch advocacy for our clients and people that need it, the way that we needed it back when I bought my house. So I'm going to sign off and everything, and I will see you guys later this week. We're going to have another good topic. I have a Q&A that some people had written into the newspaper with some questions that I think a lot of people have just in general about being that it's spring, and even if you're working with another agent or whatever, you may find it interesting anyway, some of these questions that people had and what the solutions were for them. So I'll be signing off here. I look forward to seeing the comments and everything below, and I will see you next week.